Nordstrom, and I just wanted to share with you today a little bit about networking. Networking is so important for your business. In fact, I would say that it's probably 95% of what grew my business. You know, we call word of mouth a form of networking because, of course, word of mouth is other people networking with other people talking about your business. And so word of mouth is so important. And I want to make sure that you have a word of mouth system put in place for your business. But today I want to talk to you about reaching out to other networking partners, other businesses that are already in front of your target client. That is something that has been so important for building my business and for maintaining my business, keeping those new qualified clients coming in. So the number one question that I get from other photographers when they're thinking about networking, when they're thinking about partnering up with other businesses that have the kind of clients that they would like in their own businesses, is how do I even start? How do I connect with that other business owner? How do I make the first connection, that first phone call? Do I go in personally? Do I send an email? So let's talk about that. First of all, an email is not going to get you a lot of attention. Emails usually get opened and then shoved down into the inbox until they kind of disappear. And so even those things that we think, oh, that's a great idea, or I want to get back to that person, unless we take action on it immediately, it gets shoved down into our system. And you guys know that personally, I'm sure, from your own inboxes. And that's a whole nother subject to talk about. But don't send an email over to a prospective business networking partner. Instead, either pick up the phone or go meet with them in person. I usually like to pick up the phone first, and I want to find out as much as I can about that other business before I talk to them. So I want to know, are they new? What are their best products? What's exciting about their business? What are they doing that I can give them praise for? Because that's the first thing that I want to do. I want to say, you know what? I love what you're doing. So make that compliment number one and make that connection. Because the first thing that we want to do is make sure that we're forming that common ground, forming that bond, because we want to start building that relationship right from the very beginning. So if we give them a compliment to start out with, you know, I love what you're doing. I love your new place. I loved the article that I read about you in such and such publication. Whatever it is, we want to give them that compliment first. And that starts the relationship, and we can go from there. The next thing I want to do is I want to ask them for 5 minutes of their time. And really, that's about all it takes for me to know if it's going to be a good fit. So I want to ask them for 5 minutes of their time when their store or business opens in the morning, or maybe when it's closing in the afternoon. Would you mind if I stop by and just talk to you for about 5 minutes? I'd love to get to know you and see if there's any ways that we could partner up. And you know, you don't even need to bring that up in the beginning if it's not a really good fit right from the very beginning on the phone call. You might just want to say, I'd love to just come by and meet you. I love what you're doing. Could I take 5 minutes of your time? And so I want that first meeting. And within 5 minutes, you are going to know if it's a great fit and you can move on from there. They're not going to mind if you take more than 5 minutes of your time because you've started that relationship. If it's not a good fit, that's okay too. You can let them know that it was great to meet them and that you would love to stay connected. And if there's any way that you could work together in the future, you just wanted to make that first connection and start the relationship. So those are just a couple of tips on getting to know other business owners. And those partnerships can turn into so many things. You can partner up on referring each other. You can partner up on a newsletter. You can do a blog post or an article about that other business owner. Take a few photos of them for their website and use those in your article, on your blog, or in your newsletter. That's going to get them excited about working with you and also sharing you with their database because you're promoting them. And so partner up in those ways and find out what you can do for them. There are lots and lots of ways that you can work with another business, not just displays. I know a lot of people think about displays when they start thinking about working with other businesses. And yes, it can lead to them, and displays can be very powerful. But in the beginning, start the relationship, and that's what's important.